Hey everyone, and welcome to the Weekly Random.
So, as you know, Valentine's Day is tomorrow. It's a season for loved ones to appreciate each other, and of course, for singles to gloat about how much they don't have to spend any money. So, in that spirit, we'll be counting down 10 things you probably didn't know about Valentine's Day. First off, we have history. The most popular theory of its origin is Emperor Claudius II of Rome didn't want men to get married during wartime, but the rebel St. Valentine conducted secret weddings, going against the king's wishes, and eventually he was caught, jailed, and beheaded. Then a long time later, on February the 14th, 1537, King Henry VII of England declared that day Valentine's Day. The first ever recorded Valentine was sent by the English Duke of Orleans while he was in jail in a tower in London after the Battle of Agincourt. The letter is currently in the British Museum on display. Next we have Cupid. So we all know Cupid, right? The god of love who for some dumb reason resembles a little child who goes around shooting people with pink arrows of love. Well, what you probably didn't know was that this version of Cupid was created by the Romans. The original version of Cupid was a Greek god named Eros. He was the god of love, not the child of Venus, the goddess of love in the Roman mythology. He was originally known as a sex symbol to the Greeks. He swayed goddesses and women his way just by his looks. He had unspeakable charm. He had two types of arrows, gold and lead. Lead to make people hate each other and gold to make you fall in love. Well, unfortunately for Cupid, the fat little version of him stuck. So much for a sex symbol. Next we have inventions. So penicillin, the life-saving antibiotic, which also happens to be the foundation of most antibiotics, was introduced to the world on February the 14th, 1929 by Sir Alexander Fleming. Honestly guys, if we didn't have penicillin, if not for this guy, you probably would die from strep throat or a scrape on your knee. So another thing invented on this day, well, not so much an invention, more like a patent. The patent for the telephone was submitted by Alexander Graham Bell on February the 14th, 1876. Without him, you would not have a telephone right now. So next up is Valentine's Day is extremely profitable for business owners. It's considered to be an industry worth about $36 billion. This is mainly due to the incredible price hike of about 170% placed on items by store owners. This price hike can conveniently be placed because most Valentine's Day gifts are bought only a few days before the holiday. Yeah, guess who was lying about the present they spend months preparing? Fun fact, on average, men spend about $130 on Valentine's Day, while women spend about half of that. Up next is chocolate. Yummy chocolate was considered the food of the gods and was even as valuable as gold at one point in history. When Richard Cadbury, of the famous Cadbury brand, produced the first box of chocolates for Valentine's Day, thereby linking the delicious heavenly treat to the season of love. Doctors of the 1800s also advised that their patients ate some chocolate to forget lost love. So if you're going through a bad breakup now, don't worry, chocolate's always there. Next, alternative. So if you're single like I am, you could celebrate Single Awareness Day, or SAD. Yes people, it really is called SAD. It was created by a Mississippi State student called Dustin Barnes to show that there's nothing wrong in being single. It's also celebrated on February the 15th in some places. Another holiday is called Yista. Well, I'm gonna give up trying to pronounce that now. Here it is, in Finland. And it translates directly to Friends Day. It's mainly about celebrating your friends and some other loved ones who you're probably not romantically interested in. Next, we have the roses. The red roses are usually considered the flower of love. This was because they were the favorite flower of Venus, the Roman goddess of love. During the Victorian era, that was when Queen Victoria was the queen in England, people expressed their emotions through florography. This means the language of flowers. Giving a certain kind of flower conveyed a specific message, and the red rose meant love. In the United States, 190 million stems of roses are sold each Valentine's Day, and 73% of these are bought by men, while 27% are bought by women. And approximately 15% of women send flowers to themselves each Valentine's Day. Next, old celebrations. Medieval girls ate some weird food like hard-boiled eggs plus the shells on the eve of Valentine's Day to make them dream of their future husband. In some other places like Rome, the girls and boys would pick names from a bowl to see who will be their Valentine. They'll wear these names on their sleeves for everyone to see who their Valentine is. German girls also placed names of boys beside onion sprouts, and whatever boy's name is close to the sprout that sprouts first will be their husband. British children from the 1700s to 1800s would celebrate Valentine's Day by going door to door, singing songs, and begging for cake or money. Next, we have the red. Red has long been considered the color of passion and sexuality, and this has been proven by a study conducted by psychologists. No, not this type of study. The study involved men and women wearing red or a different color, standing in front of a red or a different color background, and the results were that both sexes found people wearing red or standing in front of the red background as sexier. Red is often seen as a symbol of confidence, determination, danger, and also love. These are some important factors for a romantic pursuit. Finally, we have recent weird facts. So here are some random, relatively weird facts. In 2005, an American man was charged with using an internet chat room to organize a mass suicide on Valentine's Day. There's a town in Texas called Valentine. And finally, Groundhog Day used to be celebrated on Valentine's Day. So that's all for today's video, guys. So leave a like, smash that subscribe button, and leave a comment about any weird coincidence you noticed in the list. And I'll see you in the next video.